Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Very exciting day in NBA basketball. The last game just ended, Bucks Pelicans. I'm very excited for this video. Quick reminder, guys, I do this every night. Well, I try to do it every night. NBA recap videos. It's probably got a, bigger name title just so I can try and get some new people on the channel, get some more clicks. But I do this every night, or I try to do it at least every night. So if you see a video posted at night, or you wake up the next day, it's probably an NBA recap video, just with the headlining title. So just wanted to let you guys know, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm like 4 subs away from 2.2K, so I gained like 15 today, which is just unbelievable. So thank you guys so much. I've got all the juicy, good stuff in the bio. I actually just put my golf company, our last YouTube video down in the bio if you guys want to watch that. But let's just get right into today's video. This is probably the longest intro I've ever done at exactly a minute. So first game was on TNT, Mavs Sixers. Now Kristaps obviously been out for a little bit, a couple of games. So they actually started Boban, which was really cool, but it was kind of an interesting game. The Mavs were just never really able to get anything going offensively. They'd had, I don't want to say the exact amount of turnovers because I don't know it 100%, but it was definitely like Sixers 8, and then it was like Mavericks 18 or something like that. It was very lopsided. Joel Embiid had a very, very bad, inefficient night shooting the ball. But he was bailed out. They got a nice win tonight at home. They're now 22-11, and they're the 1 seed in the East. So I really personally, I'm not a huge Sixers fan per se, but I really want them to do well. I just want to see a very competitive NBA. I want to see a very competitive Eastern Conference. I want to see a very competitive Western Conference. So a win for the Sixers is very good. The Mavs, they've been playing better recently as of late, especially, KP's been out for a couple games now, so they're 15-16. They'll get it going soon, man. They'll get it going, but I still think they're a piece away from being like, oh, shoot, let's watch out for the Mavericks. So next up, I actually live streamed the first half of this game, or maybe the second quarter of this game, but Magic Nets. And I really want to talk about the defense on the Nets side. Now, the Magic obviously were missing, and they have been the whole season, just important players on their team. And it's really unfortunate because the Magic are now 13 and 20, which is not great. And they got off to a good start to the season. They had a good end to the bubble last season. They made the playoffs. They got a win off the Bucks. Like, things were looking up. Jonathan Isaac goes down. Markelle Fultz goes down. They're just battling a ton of different issues. And future's bright, man. Future's bright in Orlando, but I really want to talk about the Brooklyn Nets because, like, offensively tonight, it's not like anybody went off. Like, nobody had 35 points. Kyrie and Harden didn't combine for 60, 65, 70. It was just an all-around good game, and I want to say they scored 19-ish points in the first quarter, and it was tough to watch, man. It was like, I forget what it was. It was like 8-something. It was like 4 minutes into the game. The score's like 3-3. Harden's missed a free throw. Like, everybody is missing every shot they took. It's like the Magic were 1 of 6. The Nets were like 1 of 7. It was so bad. And then, things started clicking offensively for the Nets. If they scored, I'm actually just going to click on this real quick because I don't want to be saying wrong stats. But they scored 24 points in the first quarter, so they actually got it going a little bit at the end of the first when I started the live stream. But they ended up scoring 129 points after just scoring 24 in the first. Pretty impressive. Offensively, I don't even need to make a comment about what this team is offensively. KD's been out for 6 games, and they've won all 6. So they're beating good teams. They're beating teams like the Magic at the same time because they're in the Eastern and NBA, and not every team is, like the Lakers. But they've beaten some great teams, and what's really noticeable for me is the communication and just overall better defense. Like, they've just been defending much better. The effort has been significantly noticeable, in my opinion, in the last couple of, let's say, pretty much since KD's been out, I would say, is when I noticed a significant, I think they just turned the corner. Like, they're really starting to turn that corner defensively because of communication. Like, their defense is heavily reliant on switching on pick and rolls, and when you have all these new guys on the same team, because, I mean, KD, Kyrie, they didn't play together last year. And then you throw in Harden. None of those three played together last year. So it takes time for these things to click. And that's why it's kind of worrisome for the NBA, because offensively, the Nets are a super powerhouse. They're the best offense in the NBA. It's pretty much undisputable. They can score a ton of points on any given night against any team, and it's pretty scary. But defensively, it was a huge hole. Like, they've lost some big defensive pieces. You know, Jared Allen was a big defensive piece. They've lost some defensive pieces, but the communication has been extremely impressive. And defensively, and just as a unit in general, they've been looking almost unstoppable. So I know it's kind of early to say that, 22-12 right now, but right now they are extremely talented, and I don't think many people could dispute that. So I didn't watch the Kings-Knicks game. I don't have time for that. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I love the Knicks. I love the Kings. I've got Kings hats. I don't think I've actually ever worn one in a video or a stream, but I didn't get around to watching that game. It's cool to see quickly. I saw his box score looking good. They scored 140 points. Like, I'm rooting for the Knicks, man. I'm rooting for D Rose. He got his first start tonight. He played pretty well. Coach Thibodeau, man, I'm rooting for him. As a Chicago boy, I'm rooting for him. This game was interesting, man. Clippers, Grizzlies. Outside of a little bit of a run, I guess you could make an argument for, like, kind of the whole third quarter, but especially in spurts in the third quarter is, in my opinion, really the only time the Clippers looked good tonight. They've been playing a lot of games recently, so I'm not worried one bit. In fact, it was an impressive win for the Grizzlies to get. They're back to 500. They got this nice win at home against the second-best team in the Western Conference. So it was great, but Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, they were struggling offense. The whole team was kind of struggling offensively. They never really got it going. There's a little bit, maybe like at the start of the fourth, where you're like, maybe because it's, you know, the Grizzlies and the Clippers, they have all this, you know, superior talent player-wise, so maybe they could come back, but they just never got it going offensively. They could never make a defensive stop when it mattered either. It was just a bad night for the Clippers, so we'll move on from that, because I want to talk about the Wizards, and I want to talk about Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal. The thing is, so when Russ first got traded to the Wizards, I came out and I said, I think they'll be the 6th seed in the East. And what really is annoying to me is that I came back and revoked that statement, and it was in their whole fiasco when, like, Russ was looking injured and they were saying, you know, they might shut him down. There's rumblings, rumors with, like, Ivergo and all that crap, that maybe Russ gets shut down for the rest of the season. Maybe Bradley Beal gets traded away immediately. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, although you guys know my comments on Russell Westbrook, I don't think he'll ever win anything significant ever in his whole NBA career just because of his play style, which is really unfortunate because seems like an incredible person, but he's an incredible talent. Like, he's just really is. He's special. It's Russell Westbrook. And tonight was a great game to watch of Russell Westbrook. They beat the Nuggets on the road, and it was a very interesting fourth quarter. I don't know how many of you guys watched it, but Jamal Murray, first off, MPJ passed an open shot, 4-3 to take the lead with like 40 seconds, a minute left. Gave it to Jamal Murray, chucked something up. And then the Nuggets get a really important stop. There's like 10 seconds, 8 seconds left in the game, and Jamal Murray drives down the court. He's got a really wide open three. It's like 3-on-1, 4-on-1. The clock's at like 5, 4, 3. And he passes it to Facu, which is not an issue because I thought he was going to swing it to MPJ one more. Not enough time, so Facu chucks it up. Or not, I should say chuck it up, but shoots it, misses. Jamal Murray had a wide open three to win the game. I don't know why he didn't shoot it, but nonetheless, it was a really, really good win for the Wizards. They've been putting together quite a few of these. I mean, they just beat the Lakers a few nights ago. They didn't beat the Clippers, but they had a good showing against them. Good effort. 12 and 18, sorry. And I hate because you guys, I love to stick to my takes. I hate, like, contradicting myself, but I don't know how on earth, I don't know why I said Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal in their huge losing streak were going to be just a huge mess. They were going to, you know, tear it open, and that because they're going to tear it open, they won't make the playoffs. But I truly, genuinely feel 100% if Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal are healthy, they will make the playoffs. Like, they'll make the playoffs. They have great talent. And you can kind of tell the Wizards are starting to pick it up on both sides of the court. 112 points tonight. But defensively, especially in the fourth quarter, they were very good, man. Nato was really good on defense. He's great offensively as well. The Wizards are starting to get it going, and it's really fun to watch because I don't think, you know, I say it all the time, I don't think Russell Westbrook does anything championship-wise, but seeing him in the playoffs is super fun. It's always super fun. Whoever he plays, you know it's going to be a battle between them. And I want him to make the playoffs, man. I really do. I'm sorry if you're not a Russell Westbrook fan, but I really want the Wizards to make the playoffs. And at 12-18, I think they're really on the right track. They've got a lot of great wins recently. So we'll move on to the last game because it's actually kind of taken a while. But Pelicans-Bucks, I caught a little bit of the first half, like second quarter, and then I caught the fourth quarter. Zion Williamson, great basketball player. This was a more impressive win for the Bucks, if you ask me. Like, Chris Middleton looked great tonight. Giannis looked great tonight. Dante DiVincenzo, who's a hooper, he looked incredible tonight. Like, he had just an insane... I'm going to pull up his box score real quick because he... 24.7 rebounds and 9 assists. Like, it was just a very impressive night for him. He only played... I was looking at Pat Connaughton. He played 35 minutes, so he got a solid amount of minutes. But 24 points, 9 of 16 from shooting, 4 of 7 from deep, very efficient. So the Bucks, I keep messing up at the end of every video. But Zion, you guys know, hopefully you know he's on my fantasy team. He dropped 34 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds. He went off tonight, man. He shot 15 of 26. He was on a different level. Even Lonzo tonight was feeling himself. He shot 6 of 10 from 3, had 20 points, 8 assists. But Brandon Ingram was kind of the tough part for him tonight. While he still had 23 points, just 1 of 10 from deep, not going to get the job done. So he's a great player. They'll be back. But you guys know my take on the Pelicans. It just doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't work. And I honestly think it's time to play around with their starting lineup. I really do. I don't think Bledsoe really fits on the squad. It's kind of... I didn't think Drew fit on the squad. I don't really know what's going on with the Pelicans, but they have insane talent. Like, Josh Hart is a great NBA player. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Zion Williamson, J.J. Redick, Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe. They all played tonight. They're all great NBA talent. Or not, I guess they're not all great NBA talent, but they're good NBA players. They're in the NBA. For some reason, it just has never really stuck with the Pelicans. They're 14-17 on the season. I think that they need to get rid of Drew Holiday. I did think they needed to get rid of Drew Holiday, not to get Eric Bledsoe in return, but I think they need to get rid of Eric Bledsoe. I actually am starting to think I might do a video on the Pelicans for tomorrow, but anyways, guys, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys tomorrow, probably with a live stream and a recap video. You guys will get it, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.